So a few days ago, I saw this video about mom filming her son at the tennis practice, and in the comments there were a bunch of people saying he's not a real athlete. Now, what do I think about it? Well, me as a kickboxer and martial arts community, we always like people in my community always say like, oh, if it's not martial arts, it's not a real sport because you can't protect yourself, and every other sport is useless. Now, it is true about, yeah, of course, no one can fight as much as people who is trained at fighting. So, but I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, okay, is this kid training something that is gonna improve his health? If yes, that's good enough for me. Like we always see, also like people like especially fighters say this that like bodybuilders his body is useless because he cannot fight. Okay, but he's a healthy person and that's why he trains. Of course, if like some toxic bodybuilder comes up to you, he says he can beat your ass, then sure, like that's fair enough. Like you can say something back to him, but in just this, like, is this sport useful and should you train it? Yes, any sport is useful besides esports. Esports is basically like just a bunch of nerds playing video games, so sitting on the computer with their Cheeto fingers. So basically, the only sport that is useless is esports. And now, why do people say that? Why do people like say that and some sport is useless and there is the best? Well, it's obviously the ego. Like, if I train this sport, that means this is best sport. Like, you know, and that's the whole point. Like that's their whole point. Like, okay, my sport is best because in soccer I run a lot. In tennis you don't run a lot, and you're not tiring yourself as much. I mean, the kid still trains. Like, so I comment. So when I went on this video, I just said like, yes, most people say that that tennis isn't like tennis doesn't make you an athlete. Well, that's maybe you're a tennis athlete, but I don't know much about cardio. I never played tennis. I don't know how hard it is. I'm guessing it's hard as much as any sport, but okay, that's argument in itself. I don't think every sport is the same. But is your son getting exercise in? Yes, for sure. Is he healthier than most human beings? Yes, for sure. Like most human beings just like sit around, watch Instagram, YouTube, watch their little show. When they come back from work, then they eat a lot. They don't train at all. So that's important thing to me. Like we're fighting against like, okay, my sports is best because of this. My sports is best because of this. But I don't think that matters like at all whatsoever, because look, I think we should all support each other sports wise, because like our goal should be actually getting people into the sports. Like most people in the world, they just like sit around. They have this 9 to 5 job. They work, they socialize there a bit, but then they come home, they drink, maybe they eat, they watch TV, they watch Netflix, and that's it. Like, that's not good enough. And now we're fighting against each other when we should be fighting against these people who say this is good, because there are people who say like that, oh my, okay, being fat is good actually because most girls like fat, but that bad, or it's not as much as dangerous as you think. Like, there's like little stupid people who say that, they just say like it's not that bad. Like you should choose what you do in life. Okay, but are you depressed? Yes. Are you out of shape? Yes. are you probably not gonna be able to walk soon because you're gonna be like 300 pounds? Also yes. Maybe, and the thing is, most people think they're happy like that, which I don't believe that. I remember when I used to come from home from school, I would just basically just make myself sandwiches, like two sandwiches, and sip myself like Coca-Cola and like this big, you know, those like glasses that you fill with beer. Except I just pour some Coca-Cola in. Then I would, I'm sorry. Then I would go into my room and then I would watch YouTube and eat my Coca-Cola and eat my sandwich. I drink my Coca-Cola and eat sandwich. And now, when I compare that life to this, where I'm training every day and I'm making YouTube videos about like trying to help people, and meditating, and it's making my much so much fulfilling. Like I think the biggest problem is most people uh, they didn't experience actual healthy life, so they don't know what depression actually means. They have it, but they don't think they have it, and that's I think that's like one of the biggest reasons here. Because like when someone like here's the thing: as soon as you realize, okay, this is not my full potential, you're not gonna get back to that life. And once you, and if you do, to the old life where you do unhealthy habits and stuff. But once you do, maybe you're gonna be like that for a few months. Then you're gonna realize that, oh my god, but my life is so much worse now. Like if you had touched that grasp of like touched of grasp of doing meditation every day, trying to quit uh, bad habits and trying to implement good ones like training and stuff. Once you feel that life and you for some reason go back to the old life where you only do bad habits and you don't care about your health whatsoever, you realize that like, oh, this is very bad. Like, and just 100 examples of this. Like I had people tell me personally that they say like, oh, I have been doing self-improvement for like a year, then I quitted because of some stupid reason, like I couldn't get my goals done. Then I go back to my old life and now I'm 30 pounds heavier, started vaping, which I haven't done before, and now I'm and much more unhappy than when I was struggling to like actually get a good life. So like it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Kind of ignorance on that part, but it, now you see like you probably, if you understand, it's probably kind of nodding your head out right now. Like we should we should like just preach to do some kind of sport. Like me personally, I say I like always recommend martial arts or bodybuilding because I heard those are the best ones, of course. But and I do martial arts myself. But of course, if you do soccer, if you do baseball or football or I don't know, tennis. Besides esports, it's fine. Esports is not a thing. So now and still, okay, we have this unhealthy world full of unhealthy fat people, and we try to fight ourselves in our community of sports. Well, why don't we expand and we fight other people who say like that you shouldn't do sports, or they're just neutral in this. You should show some people like you should do some sport. Like I got my few friends into the running. I have one friend that started running, and he said like that this is one of the best decisions of his life. Like seriously, and and how much world be better if we fight for like fight for like people realizing that sports are good. Sports are like you should be blessed when you do the sport. Like you're a healthy person, and instead of like, oh my god, instead of fighting each other like, oh my god, sports are my sport is better because I do my much more cardio, or tennis isn't a sport, dude. Like shut the fuck up. Like that's not important. Okay, I do realize that most people are just like who are like that. They just do sports, then they go back to their unhealthy life. They basically the only healthy thing they're doing is their sport. But still an improvement. But we still have to like still we smart ones have to realize that our sport is this, just doing sport in general is good, and we should preach that to people. Like, I have been like that at the start when I started martial arts. I was just thinking, okay, kickboxing is the best sport, you shouldn't do sports with ball because I don't like it myself. Okay, I find those sports boring, I don't watch them or anything, or yeah, I never liked to play them. But when I realized when I started doing martial arts, I started liking them. But that doesn't mean like if I don't like that sport, but it's still healthy. It's like you have good benefits from the sport. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Uh, but I don't like it just because it's boring. That shouldn't mean that I should tell other people don't not to do it. I realized that, like, I mean, pretty soon I realized, okay, like it just kind of popped up in my mind, like, okay, I'm doing sports is good, and the other people do sports, and there's nothing like unhealthy in the sports. Of course, if you have like kind of community where everybody does drugs or drink and they try to get into it, they just quit the club, go to the another one where there are more healthy people. So that's basically my whole point today. Just like, athletes, stop fighting, okay, each other. We should fight against this world who say like that being fat is good, and we should just like play video games all day. That's bad. Okay, people, understand that. um Anyways, if you wanna join my community, it's in my top comment there. It's only 50 euros. You can there you have my self-discipline course, and also you can talk to my community who are like who are also in this self-improvement part, and we try to make world better, and we try to make ourselves better first, of course. I'll see you there.